Heyo. Hope you guys are having a good night. Almost at the end of this cold snap. But speaking of, things warming up a little bit. So today will be officially my 365th day of learning on Duolingo. I got messed up with the scheduling earlier, but I think it works out now. I didn't plan on doing this intentionally. Personally, I was doing it just to keep my French up because there were certain jobs I want to apply for. But it's been pretty handy. I've been able to go through quite a bit of the Japanese section in terms of learning the different katakana. I still have a lot of work to do though, especially when mixing katakana with hiragana and eventually with kanji, but we'll see to that later. A lot's changed for the site over the past year though, specifically with the store as well as the heart system. Beforehand, when you made a mistake in a course, you could always go back and try out that lesson again, like no penalty. And the only incentive to keep it coming back was for the streak incentives, and also, I guess, for some of the rewards too. But nowadays, I don't. With the heart system, it makes you a lot more averse to failing. Like, because you only have 5 before you need to purchase something, it feels like those old school arcades where if you die, you have to pay a little bit in order to continue from where you last left off. Like, I get that Duolingo is a free resource and all that, but I can't help but feel that that's going a bit too far. Even if the price is cheap, to limit knowledge like that feels a bit greedy, I'd say. A bit counterintuitive as well, because when you're learning, like especially when you're in the process of learning, you should be able to fail at least a couple of times. And by that I mean of course you should try doing your best, but no one gets things right on the first try. Some habits take a while to break. For instance, knowing the difference between shi and ji when you're trying to learn katakana. Those symbols look very similar to each other, except one has a different marking than the other with ji. So hopefully, hopefully they go back to the old system, which I think works a little bit better. They can keep the streak system and the modifications to the shop. I just feel the heart system makes things a bit too punishing, rather than encouraging people to come back to the website and learn more and more and more. But we're coming back here anyways because I have a streak to fill out, so let's get to it. So, as with last time, I am going to spin the wheel and hopefully get something good out of this. I'm only doing 4 for now, and this mainly determines the order unless I crash out of something. So regardless, just hope this works out. Hold on a sec. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm hoping, it's been a while since I did German or Spanish. I've been mostly doing Japanese over the past few weeks, so let's give this a try. Spin the wheel, get a deal. Da, 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 da. Hey, French. So they recently revamped the French course, actually. J'espère il fait facile. I hope it'll be easy. So let's switch that out. Voila. I'm so mad because I completely finished this course and then they flipped the script. So I'm guessing they accounted for that though. And there's only 2 more series I need to finish out basically. So let's try one of these. On repli un matella gonflable avec de l'air. Inflate. Yeah. One should inflate with air? I don't know what matella. Oh, the mattress. Yeah. We are filling out the mattress with air. That's a very specific term. Oh well. J'apporte mon mattress. I'm bringing my inflatable mattress. There we go. Salut. J'ai une réunion dans ta vie demain. Je peux dormir chez toi? Bien sûr. En plus, j'ai un... Okay, good. Yeah. So, of course, additionally, I even have an inflatable, or 9 inflatable mattresses? What? What? Why is neuf there? J'ai un matériel gonflable neuf. What? Anyways. Dépanner quelqu'un, c'est l'aider quand il est dans une situation difficile. To help someone out. It is... I think this one. Yeah, dépanner. It's to help when he's in a difficult situation. Okay, got it. Arriver à l'improviste, c'est arriver sans prévenir. Unexpectedly, like improvise, right? Hey, there we go. Pardon d'arriver à l'improviste. Excuse me for unexpectedly arriving. Okay, come on. That's the same thing. That's the same thing. The worst part about this is that even if I appeal, I won't get that heart back. Okay. Allô, Max? C'est Leo. Je suis devant chez toi. I'm in front of your house. Pardon de... Sorry for passing by unexpectedly, but... There we go. Désolé d'arriver comme ça à l'improviste. J'ai raté mon avion. I'm sorry for coming like this. Unexpectedly. What does raté mean? It's lost, right? Yeah, there. Oh, I missed my flight. But enter, I am happy to help. There we go. Héberger quelqu'un, c'est le recevoir chez soi pour une ou plusieurs nuits. To put up. Give up layout? Really? Oh, to host. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know what the root word of héberger is, though. No, it's not hospitality. That's different. Alright. À moins que tu ne le fasses une manière plus formel de dire, et moins que tu le fasses. Quoi? So this is like someone saying something. It's a formal manner to say... What does ne mean? Tu ne le... What? Unless you... What's fesse mean? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, What? Ne change pas le son? The feeling? You don't change the feeling? I'm so confused. Je viens dîner, à moins que tu ne sois occupé. Unless you are busy. I come for dinner unless you are busy. Does it mean tonight? No, I don't see tonight in here. Unless it's soir. Okay, good. Oh. Vous hébergeriez le week-end prochain? Would you put up? Or put us up? Next weekend? They use this in such a weird way to put us up. But why not just replace that with host? That's more, like when it comes down to English, more succinct. And to put people up is a more, I feel like that's a more colloquial term. Like, people in the younger generations don't really use that. It's like, why now? It's so weird. Unless you are a princess. Pour la... What? Ne me héberge pour la... This means outside. I think? Yeah, there we go. Unless the princess puts me up for the night, I'm going to have to sleep outside. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Alice, j'ai besoin que tu me dépends. Alice, I have need of you to help me. I think, Alice, I need you to help me. Are you what? Help me, help me. That's the same thing. What? That... What? What the what? There needs to be some leeway with this. Did no one check this? What? J'adore ici. I sleep here. Unless you're hosting someone already. I'm sleeping here unless you're putting up. With someone already. Oh my gosh. It's literally the same thing. What is up with this? Like, sure, the syntax is a little bit different, but it means the same thing. Am I actually gonna crash out on the first one? Oh my gosh. Pardon d'arrive à la... Excuse me for arriving unexpectedly. There. Okay, it was this one. Alice, I need you to help me out. Sure, let's do it how you want it, Duo. This bloody bird. I'm sleeping here unless you're already putting up with someone. I really dislike this. I can't remember how long it took me to get 450, but we'll see. Unless you're already putting... Unless you're already putting someone up. I'm sleeping here. Unless you're already putting someone up. I guess because it doesn't have a vec, it changes it slightly, but like it's still the same thing. I am so mad about that, but hey, at least I got my pass. I'm just gonna show that real quick. Oh. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Hey, there we go. VIP. Took me 1 bloody year to get that. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I should try getting... Well, I read it in an article. It was back on Kotaku a couple months ago, wherein I think during the tail end of summer, I think, yeah. They were interviewing a bunch of people who were getting frustrated, trying to battle against bots and similar in the higher ranks. Because what people normally do is like, it's insanely competitive at the top. So in order to get around some of the bots operating up there and to get like the top badge of that league, some of them would wait until the very last minute to like submit the results or do a bunch in a row. But the biggest problem was that like if you did it too early, another person would just swoop in and like grind it out until the very last minute. Which is kind of counterintuitive to learning. Like, I get achievements are important, but when you're learning a language in of itself, like, you're doing it because you want to communicate with people at the end of the day, right? It's not necessarily about how many words you know or how many points you rack up. It's about, like, how you use those words to build a meaningful relationship with, like, new information or new people. So, yeah. I guess that's kind of why I gave up on those leagues. Too much time. Or it didn't even matter too much either, because I think I'm the only one out of my friends. Or no, I do know one other friend who does Duolingo. I just don't know which one. Like, what course he's in. I will say, at least, though, it's been nice using Duolingo to sort of keep my mind sharp about this stuff. I know one tutoring spot, well, how do you put it? Information can degrade rapidly if you don't practice it. There's something called like a memorization curve, wherein information retained, or information is freshest the moment that you hear it, but then slowly declines as the day goes on. That said, you're able to retain that information if you practice a little bit. At first, practice like the day of the time that you heard that information, then practice again like, I don't know, 2 days after, then practice again like 4 days after. And in doing so and spacing out the memorizations, you can retain that information for a much longer time. That said, there are other more extreme ways to memorize things, which, how do I put it, can lead to some very dark paths. But in terms of the brighter paths, you could also use the method of loci, which works for memorizing objects, but I think language is a little bit different, especially since it uses an area called like the Wernicke's area. I guess Broca's too, yeah. When I was in university, first year psychology was heavily centered upon learning different parts of the brain, but strangely the only ones that I like fully memorized were the ones that were related to speech. So Wernicke's area is the one related to, how do I put it, comprehending speech. So if that part gets damaged, you can still talk, but your talk will just be like straight up gibberish. Like you're speaking tongues or something like that. You're making noise and you think it makes sense to you, but you also know that, you know, the sounds that you're making don't necessarily form words. Meanwhile, Broca's area, this is the one that's responsible for the movements of the mouth, really, and the mechanics of speech. So if this part gets damaged, you can still understand and try to speak, but you're going to have like some major issues moving your mouth around in order to make the appropriate sounds. I'd have to do a bit more research about what that exactly looks like, but I imagine it'd be like, oh, I need to double check if that includes stuttering. Let me just do that real quick. Broca's area, aphasia. According to the National Institute of Health, NHI, which is a really big publisher, you get non-fluent aphasia. So there's loss of normal grammatical structures. Can't really do conjunctions. Can't really use proper prepositions. Yeah, that's it. Damn, that's rough. I will say though, I remember reading an article about how learning a second language can basically act as like a second, like a backup way of communication in case your primary way gets damaged. So like if your first language is English, but you've been studying a bit of like Spanish on the side, and you get like a head injury. Well, actually, no, this doesn't feel right to apply in general. But the case was that a woman, like an English woman, had a head injury or something like that, and she couldn't speak English. Instead, though, she had been studying a second language on the side. I can't remember if it was Spanish or French, but she was able to still communicate in those languages until she could like relearn her main one. It's really fascinating. Kind of shows the flexibility of the brain if something gets messed up, like the brain is flexible enough to reroute some neurons in order to create those alternative paths and compensate for the damaged part to a certain extent. Hell, I remember in like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, that was actually a plot point. I wonder if it's spoilers at this point, but I kind of got reminded of it when I was watching Pomu play through it. So your brain is essentially two things, the cerebrum and cerebellum. Let me just be sure I don't mix those two up, because one's your lizard brain and the other one's your mammal brain. Oh, okay, yeah. Cerebellum is your mammal brain, so then your cerebrum is your lizard brain, right? No, shoot. My bad, I got those two mixed up. Cerebrum is your mammal, cerebellum is your lizard. So cerebrum is for more complex thought. Like it evolves much later than the lizard brain. So cerebrum includes a lot of your stuff like your frontal lobe, which stores a lot of your rational decision making, sight. Fine. Well, not all motor coordination is up there, but some of the finer points are. But with your cerebellum, this is like your, how do I put it? Like stuff to maintain homeostasis, a lot of that. As well as like some motor control, I believe. Anyways, I guess I should loop around to Metal Gear Solid. One of the final bosses in Peace Walker is basically an AI, but it has like two different parts. But when you disable one part, the other part kind of takes over the responsibilities and you have to keep fighting. It's a very heartfelt boss fight. Like, looking back on it now so many years later, I have a deeper appreciation for what Kojima was going for and stuff like that. Alright. Anyways, I think I'm done appreciating this side of Duolingo. I still have 3 more I can go through, so let's keep the ball rolling. I hope I get something just a little bit simpler. Alright. Hit me with your best shot. German. Octune, baby. What's up with that random sound effect? Okay. Continue. I'll do this one then, probably call it. I have a few things I need to run tomorrow. So, German. I wonder if they revamped this too, because, yeah, there we go. So at 7 turns into daily refresh? Really? Alright. Type the oh no. I have to type it? Wasser. Danke, thank you. What's milk? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Tea, beet. Tea, please. Wine und Kaffee. It's bread though, right? And oh no, that's wine. Why would you want those two together? Are you okay? Like, if you caffeinate and use alcohol at the same time, you temporarily increase your tolerance, but your crash is gonna be horrible. Oh shit, forgot, please. Wine und Wasser, beet. Yeah, see, this person knows what they're doing. God, pace yourself. Hello, Brot. Oh, bread, please. Bread and water, please. Brot und Wasser. Oh shoot. Keep jumping the gun. I'm being too impolite. Wein und Water, please. I remember watching a Wisecrack video earlier about acting polite. Well, even more than that, it was like the act of being formal. And how, like, if you don't obey the rules of acting polite, it makes you seem like, I put it, extremely vulgar in comparison, takes away, you know, some of your credibility or authority. Was it Brot? Oh, shoot. Oh, Brot. Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But going back to that Wisecrack video, I think it did make a lot of sense in that politeness, or even those formalities, can act as a bit of a barrier to people, in that if someone just comes in and doesn't know those formalities, that shouldn't necessarily mean that it takes away their credibility or stuff like that. Like, ideally, you want to have a bit of a balance, like being open-minded on both sides in order to understand things, but like, as long as you're still able to communicate ideas, I think it's fine. And as long as you're not being too obnoxious about it. Like, the absence of formalities, like saying please and thank you, does not necessarily mean that a person's just being obnoxious. But like loudly exclaiming it like this, Brot and Wasser beats, that can change the whole context of it. Like, come on, why you yelling, Barry? You're gonna get your stuff soon enough. Bread and water, please. Wein und Kaffee. Brot und Kaffee, please. And also that combination makes sense. Bread and coffee, it works. Just so it works. Tee und Kaffee. Okay, why? You look like you're about to like go out and like enjoy life and stuff. Why are you doing this? Tea and wine. I feel bad for doing this. I don't even have like an alcohol sale license. Like, are you sure you're going to the right place? Fine, and same thing. Why? Why is everyone asking that? It's not good. You're gonna crash. See, bread and water, that's fine. There we go. Yeah, give me those chests. 5, 6, and a potion. Wait, that retry cost me 450 gems. So that means if I only get 11 gems, it would take me like, yeah, like 45 days in order to get everything back? That's crazy. What is up with that? Damn. Alright. So let's spin the wheel again. 50-50. Japonais. Japanese. Nihongo. Jozu. I should have removed that. That's fine. There we go. Oops. Okay. Japan. Nihon. America. America. I should probably have this without the Romaji over top. I think that's just one way. Oh, really? Yasashi. Yeah, that's it. I think that's one way to improve it. Let's see, which one of these is Canada? I think it's this one. I remember Canada having, like, the stars in it. Totally makes sense. Canada. Canada. Jin desu. I'm Canadian? Oh, so Jin is origin, right? So Gaijin is outsider. Then Jin is... I see. America Kajin. Or America Jin des. I'm American. I can certainly feel the freedom emanating off you. Canada. Canada. Let's keep going. Nihonjin. Canada, Canada student. Gakusei, America. Oh shoot, American. What am I doing? America, America. There we go. Okay, I need to get this back on track. I gotta survive at least until Spanish. What do I hear? Un momento. Gotta unmute this site real quick. Oh, okay. Hi, Canada Jin desu. Yes. He's Canadian? I feel like I'm missing context in this, because when it's written like this, I don't know the, like, gender of the person. It's weird. I mean, Japanese seems to be very context dependent anyway. A lot of what's important is usually towards the end. Okay. EA, American. Amerikajin desu. No, she's American. Canadian. Kanadajin. Yes. Or she's American. America. Canada. Wa. Uki. Des. Teacher, sensei, Japanese. Nihonjin, America. Japan. There we go. Oh my gosh, barely survived. If I get knocked out in Spanish, I am perfectly okay with that. Spin the wheel. Gee, I wonder what this is gonna be. Probably, like, Ukrainian. Oh no, it's Spanish. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Wow, that guy's so hype. Alright. C. One day I'd like to go watch a football game over in Europe. Just see what's up. Hola. Adios. So quick with the introductions. Wow. Gracias. Thank you. Thanks. Mucho gusto. Is that it? Nice to meet you. Yeah, there we go. Hola, mucho gusto. Hello. Nice to meet you. Buenos dias. Good morning. Dias meaning day, right? Buenos meaning good. Okay. Good morning. Nice to meet you. See. I'm glad Dora the Explorer hasn't let me down. Hola, buenos dias. Hola. Buenos noches. Good night. Adios. Good night. Bye. Good night. Buenos dias. Hola. Why? What? Buenas noches. Good morning, Aqua. Did you just ask this guy for water straight up? It's like so forward. Dang. So direct. Thanks. Good night. Gracias. Buenas noches. Good night. Buenas noches. Oh my gosh, I actually survived. You know, I'm content escaping from the jaws of failure with that. I've completed my streak. My work here is done. I see you all next year. Yeah. I'm very happy with this though. So I think that's about it for tonight. I'm happy I got this far. I didn't think, like, languages always open up new doors and stuff. I just hope I can keep it up. Duolingo is great for drilling, but it doesn't always show the proper context, and as you saw in the French part, like, there are some answers in there that should probably be accepted. I know I added in an extra word in there with, like, with, but, like, if you're going for a colloquial saying, you gotta go all in on that. Because some people do phrase it like to put up with. Or are you going to put up with this person? You need that in there in order to complete that. I know. Maybe it's like a cultural thing, like a vernacular thing. But I'm just saying, like, what is up with that, honestly? Language is weird. Living languages especially. I'm just waiting for the day that Latin gets brought back into the fold. Like, a new nation comes out of nowhere. And, like, everyone just speaks Latin. I'm kind of surprised the Vatican isn't that already, but I guess they have Italian. Because, you know, they're surrounded by Italy at that point, so it only makes sense. I wonder what other dead languages are out there. Like, Latin's useful because there's such an extensive record to it. And it's pretty easy to add new words. But I do wonder about all the other languages out there. Like, I don't know, the stuff on the Rosetta Stone. Or whatever fallen civilizations are out there. Especially in and around North America and South America. Does give me an idea to like an anthropology or history stream later, but that'll probably take a bit more research. I kind of feel I found a decent groove with my schedule. I will be taking a bit of a break on Thursday and Friday though, because there's a few things I need to attend to. Although, depending on when things wrap up, I might do a gorilla stream or two. I really want to finish off Lies of P. I swear I should be about halfway through, because there's still... I'm starting on Rosa Isabel Street. And there's probably still the workshop I need to visit in there too. So that should be fun. I think I need to use my puppet stuff more often though. Kind of feels like... No, I mean, even with Sekiro... the different ninja tools you had were very useful depending on the situation. Like fireworks were my go-to for a very long time due to its ability to stun the enemy, especially like when facing Gyobu. Oh my gosh, that was such a fun boss. I think it'd be more in. I'm excited to see where else the Soulsborne series goes, because it does seem they experimented a lot with vertical combat over the last little while. Like before with Dark Souls 1 all the way up to Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, it was very grounded. The only time that you were able to vertical attack was when you literally got the jump on something. So just like with the Ancient Wyvern in Dark Souls 3, or even the Asylum Demon in Dark Souls 1. But now with the ability to jump that was introduced in Sekiro, I feel that's opened up a lot more out there. Same for mounted combat, for that matter. Like the use of Torrent in Elden Ring to face some bosses like the let's call it Fire Giant, or even some of the dragons, was really memorable and cool. Or even like multi-man raid bosses. They first did that with the Ivory King in Dark Souls 2, but it was expanded upon in Elden Ring. Kind of a bit weird how they didn't include something like that in Dark Souls 3, but I guess that's more... Well, Does the Abyss Watchers count? I really need to play Dark Souls. Like, just play it on stream. I don't think I've forgotten any of the traps, but I do appreciate how that game has made me a better game in general. Like, take nothing for granted, always attack the chest before you open it, just in case it's a mimic. Always keep your shield up and watch around corners, because you never know when enemies are gonna spawn, or like squeeze into like the tiniest nook. Just be chilling there until someone shows up, I think. Appreciation for a good boss or great boss fights. I know, I'd like to talk about that later, just a stream where I list off all my favorite bosses. It's hard to get the balance just right, because especially in some games where you have so many different varieties, it's easy to just purely lean into spectacle, or like force everyone towards like one build in order to ensure that everyone has the same experience. I think the best kinds of bosses are those that have a little bit for everyone. So like if you're running a range build, maybe it has some really cool range attacks to keep you on your toes. Or maybe it spawns ads so that you have to be careful of when you cast. For melee bosses, maybe you want to be sure that you can, I know, target multiple things instead of just the main body, which would work for range but doesn't really work for melee. FromSoft has had hits and misses with that. Oh my gosh. Like they nailed it with the Tower Knight. Like literally just aim for the ankles and stuff. But for some of the reviews of like most FromSoft games, it's like you're fighting two things, the enemy in front of you and the cameraman. There's gotta be an easier way to do stuff like that. Like, I'm sure Monster Hunter figured it out a long time ago. Right? Right? I know, I guess I need to play Monster Hunter now. I think World went on sale a while ago, so I might need to wait till the summer sale or spring sale. I still say my favorite boss fight of all time would probably be like either Liquid Snake at in Metal Gear Solid 4. That one had so much plot in it, damn. Gale was also a great fight. In Sekiro, the old man at the end. What else is there? Hollow Knight, the Radiance. I haven't gone through the Absolute Radiance, but I heard that was pretty killer. Good times. Alright, so I think I'll end it off there. Thanks for hanging out. And here's to another 365 days of Duolingo. That bird's gonna haunt me. So yeah.